And fall in, my fellow scouts, to Napoleon Total War 3 4v4 battle replay today on Egypt 4A. Today's replay comes from Johnny the Bouffon, who's a very active member in the Napoleon Total War 3 community, so if you get in touch with him, I'm sure he can help you organise the game. His allies today are SniperSmithuk, Don, Extinction. Their opponents today are Nomadic Lancer, ImSwifting, Flux, and Elon, Musket. Now, you'll find Johnny on the Napoleon Total War 3 Discord, my Discord, Pope's Discord, Napoleon Total War 3 Peeps Discord as well. I'll try and leave the links to those Discord servers in the description below. But if you want to see your own Napoleon Total War 3 replay featured here on this channel, guys, there are 4 ways of doing that. There is my email at scoutsentertainment@gmail.com. The second is send it to me directly on Discord via direct message. Third is joining my Discord server Scouts Reconnaissance and posting your battle replay on that Discord. And the third is tagging me in any Napoleon Total War 3 replay you post on Napoleon Total War 3 Discord as well. I also have various funding options available if you'd like to support my work. It does really help out. If you want to help this video get noticed by the YouTube algorithm, don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe of course if you haven't already, tick the bell for notifications so you never miss a fight, and leave your own thoughts about this battle in the comment section below. With that, let's go through the factions today. So, we have France 1798 Orient in front of us. His allies are all the way over here to the west and to the north. We have Bayern, not a bad faction. Yeah, it's more on the mid-tier low side faction, but still very strong. We have France 1805 to 1808, one of the best factions in the game, hands down. And what do you have over here? I see France 1805 to 1808. There's definitely four players here somewhere. Oh, there it is. I overlooked it entirely. The French Garde, or French Imperials. That's who they are. Now, who are their opponents today? We have the Austrians. Oh no, we have Rossiya, 1799, Souvorov. We've also got the blue team again. Don't want them just yet. We've got United Kingdom Peninsular over here. I don't really have a lot of faith in the Peninsular faction. I haven't used it well myself, and I haven't really seen it used too well other times as well. They don't seem to last very long in prolonged combat, or when they're under any intense kind of pressure, so if you like a big peninsula, make sure your allies are close by to support you. We have Austria here. We actually do have Austria today, 1809, and we have Russia, 1812, Leyb-gvardiya. Now, unfortunately, I don't have my list of NTW factions on this laptop because I'm away off-site in the middle of the Australian desert, but I just conducted a small poll earlier today and asked which you guys would like to just see streams and recordings, or just streams, and you guys selected unanimously recordings and streams, but maybe if I put recordings, you might have just said go recordings as well. In any case, because you guys elected that, then I'm going to try and do some video recordings while I'm away here today. I did a 3 days Reforged one before. It's going to be released just before this one, and then I'll try doing the ACW tomorrow, I reckon. Now, our soldiers here are making their way towards the river. They should be able to cross. Yeah, there's a shallow point in the lake here. I think the armies can cross over here, judging from this. Over here, though, it's impossible. You won't be able to cross there. You can cross here as well. So that's 2 crossings so far. This is a 3rd. I wonder if you can cross the river again. 4. Just 4, yeah, 4. That one you can't get to. It's another water crossing. France has already proven that they can cross it. We've got artillery firing as well. For a second there, I thought they were targeting the general. But they took out 6 horses there. This unit got belted. See, that's the thing about Napoleon. You just need one lucky shot and you can do devastating amounts of damage. But it looks like the rest of the battle is a ways off as the armies make their way towards, well, I think we can call this the Nile, to be honest. And so do us for Kadia and come back soon. Alright guys, we are back. We've got 3 Austrian, I can't tell sometimes because of the flags from a distance. We've got 3 Russian units here, 1799. Looks like they're going for the building. We've got French troops down in the streets here, firing on the Russians as they approach. We've got Grenadiers charging in. They will favour mostly in this fight here. Although, judging from the French troops inside, it might not be the easiest of fights. We've got here French reinforcements being sent in as well. The French Guard is hard to use because their units are expensive, but they are pretty decent as well. Looks like we had a Russian cav come across here. Right. France has already formed into a square and is going to actually repel them. Might even potentially break them. They've already lost 5 here. What's a little bit interesting is we'd have Russia here that's facing off against them, but is not firing. Oh, they are firing. They're just struggling to. Half the unit of those behind the building, they won't do them any favours at all. Now, if Russia was going to use that unit and get them around, he should have run them around. I don't know. Maybe it was a pathfinding issue. Maybe he didn't click run. Either one is plausible. Now, Russia could get caught out here. His forces are being clumped up. He's very lucky France doesn't have artillery set up either side here that could fly directly across the land bridge. Okay, there is artillery up there. What do we have there? We got 2 6-pounders and 2 more 6-pounders, so 4 6-pounders. Not in the best position, unfortunately. Their own troops are in the way. I think a direct hit would do more damage to the French than it would the Russians from that angle. Looks like we've got some more grenadiers coming over. Now he's doing his best. He is forcing his army to move through the town here, or through the streets, because the buildings do offer him a lot of cover from that French artillery. But he can move to the right side of the town as well. He doesn't just have to move up the middle. This French unit is fighting a lot of Russians. Now the points today, we have one 2-pointer it would seem, and 4 1-pointers for a grand total of 6 points. Also guys, to Petrus Turminen, who commented on my previous Napoleon Total War 3 video, I believe. He says it's not Severage, and my mispronunciation of that, or mispronunciation in general, is a turn-off, and I apologise for that. I do my best for the pronunciations, and sometimes I suck at it, and I apologise. But hopefully I did try to look it up, and I did try to learn it, so hopefully this is right, Petrus. Slevia, not Severage, Slevia. Let me know if that's right, because if not, then Google's really screwing me over. Now, it's getting a little bit stuttery there, and it can do that sometimes when we get close to a town. I don't know why it does that. It's a little bit irritating. Geez, France has that land bridge covered. Why is Russia pursuing this? Even if he tries to move out against France here. I mean, look at this firing line, this arc. It's great. France here is racking up the kills. Russia has literally no choice. He can't really afford to fight him musket to musket. He has to charge. He has to run the gauntlet. It's going to cost him a lot of men, but if he has to pursue this course of action, then he needs to charge and overrun these 3 French units now. This isn't a fight here, this is a slaughter.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
This was a very high risk, high reward scenario here. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like it panned out for him. France bogged down his attack, and that enabled the French Guard here to set up another firing line outside the village, which wasn't here before. None of this was here before when the attack started. But by the time Russians had committed to this side, France was ready for him. I suppose the other thing that the Russians have going for them is that they successfully captured the building and have actually charged up through the streets here. And the Grenadiers leading the way. Unfortunately, they're up against French Grenadiers as well, so not an easy fight. Cavalry should not be running up behind their own infantry. It's impeding their charge. It's possible he's charged them up just to sort of boost morale, Trying to add mass to their attack. Okay, Russians here, they're trying to fire, but they broke on him. The general mustn't be nearby. And now the French have gone inside the building. There's no other Russian troops inside of it. France will recapture that building. He's still sending in a unit. Now, looking at the carnage here before us. I'm seeing a lot of dead French as well as Russians, so maybe this push wasn't a total loss. But the French Guard definitely won this on their own. I'm not sure how well Russia's allies feel about that attack. We got some light skirmishes here. Oh, the player has another unit over here. Oh, cavalry. There's some French units here moving up. Through the choke points. There are 3 of them here. Again, the Peninsula moving up. They're going to need help.
Sir, our general is under attack.
So the 1805 player really spread out his advance. He came across 2 land bridges very far apart. He moved across over here unopposed. He sent up his cavalry to act as a scouting force, and it seemed to have scared off the enemy cavalry at least. And now he successfully brought his entire army across with little to no casualties. He's pulling back for now until his infantry on this side here is set up properly. This unit here, or this flank, should push the Peninsula back if they don't have reinforcements nearby. Bayern's only just arriving. And the French guys probably saying to him, "Where you been, Bayern? You missed all the fun." Like the Spartans showing up to Macedon. The Macedonians have already... Was it the Macedonians or the Athenians? I think maybe it was the Athenians. They already beat back the Persians. So the Spartans missed out on everything. But, like the Spartans, the Bayerns here just tearing the battle side here, just expecting the carnage. And the success here of the French Guard. Looks like we might be able to settle down here, at least for a little while. Gotta be wondering what the United Kingdom Peninsula is planning to do here. He's outclassed at the moment. If he tries to take on France here, he will lose eventually. The red team, if they want to get back in this fight, they need to somehow double team the French 1805 player. It won't be easy at all. He has a large, impressive army. We've got some howitzer fire coming over. Boys are firing away. More reinforcements coming in behind them. You did see France bring up about 6 or 7 units at least on this side. And that's excluding the cavalry. I don't know where he's planning to use the cavalry or when he's planning to use it. Line it closer. I've seen a few French there go down. Once again, the cavalry here is Moving wide here of the English. There is some cavalry back there to face off against them. Where is the Austrians? Where is the other Russian player? I was going to say, why are these 5 French units here moving up? They easily overwhelm the 3 United Kingdom here units. He's overwhelmed every side. He's outnumbered. France here has about 6 units here, firing against 4, 5, with 1 unit here in reserve. France here has 2 infantry units in reserve. These guys here losing men fast. The general is nearby to keep up the morale somewhat, which is good. Kingdom is trying to use the oasis to his, to our left, his right, I suppose. Although the French unit should be able to charge through that. It's an impressive firing line. But England here is outgunned. Keep wondering where his reinforcements are. He needs cav support from the Austrians, from the other Russian player. He's got 3 more units here back here, it would seem. So he can form like a semi-square, or at least 3 sides of an octagon. Going in for a charge here. This isn't too good. Oh, the French cav there broke. Peninsular here, quick on the mouse. Got his troops into square formation. So this unit here was thinking about doing a charge. They seem to abandon that idea when they disbanded the square very quickly. Russia 1799. Still in the fight. Has about 4 units still on the field that I can see here, maybe 5. Although the 5th could be a mirage. We've got English cav there in the distance. Are they running or are they fighting, or what are they up to? No, they're just walking. Those guys there are broken. Other units behind them, looks like they're running away, they're broken. How's the morale of these guys? Now they're down to half strength. The morale's not that great, despite the general being just over there. They're gone. And now France can easily outflank the English here. Both sides of his line. Oh no, this side's already collapsed. We have 1 unit here that's rightfully turned around, is trying to get away some Highlanders. A good unit, definitely worth saving and trying to get back to his allies. And England has rightfully withdrawn. With the cav here, I don't think he'll get too far. See, France can harass England as he retreats. Just bog him down long enough for the infantry to close in and continue firing in their backs until they break them. You don't need to actually use the cav to charge into them, you just have to get close enough to make them think you're going to charge into them. Make those guys form a square, they'll hold them up by infantry trying to close the gap, which is what you want. So if England sees France do that, then I think he's stuffed. But if France doesn't do that, then I think he's been given the gift and he's very lucky to get away. We've got our first Austrian unit in the distance there. Their first cav, some Chevaliers. I haven't seen them. We are... looks like it was an 80-minute battle. Alright, England is charging into the French cavalry. In a suicidal charge. In a desperate bid to gain the upper hand. Don't know why he would have tried that. To charge into a superior force was suicide. Austria is charging again, making the same mistake England did. No, can't say that anymore, he pulled out. France here getting a little too close here to the Russians. They're on the edge of their range, so no hits there, luckily for the French. Okay, England, you don't want to fall back too much further. Your allies are here to support you. What's also interesting is that Bayern and France, the French Garde, haven't tried to cross the land bridge here. That would make more sense to me if we could see enemy units guarding it. I see some light Russian forces here. Nothing that Bayern and the French Guard can't overwhelm with their current numbers. But it's possible they're just playing it safe and waiting for the French 1805 player to move in. Move in from the east, it would seem. Once the attack begins, we should see Bayern make their move across. The Austrians are like getting ready to face off here against the French 1798 player, Jonathan's army. Ooh, that took a bite out of him. The Austrians are a very solid faction. We saw them go toe to toe with Johnny's army in the previous battle I did recently on this channel. Now, Johnny was just afraid about running out of ammunition. I don't think he was afraid that he'd actually lose to the Austrians. Austrians are good in combat, but they need that extra oomph for their allies, I think, to get them over the line. And they also hate flanking maneuvers, which is very weird, but that's what it says on the charts. The rest of these guys here must be just out of range. Let's inspect the Austrian line. No one should be firing at these guys here. We've got the artillery up there. France has appeared to be struggling a little bit. The Austrian firing line is much bigger. Okay, 15 casualties sustained there. Let's make our way across. 4 there. 13. 5 there. Okay, so both sides, it would seem, have sustained light casualties. Austrians, despite their field position, are taking just as many, if not slightly more, casualties than the French. You wouldn't know that, looking at that, would you? I think the Russians here are trying to get a little bit closer, as they should. This unit should be double teamed. Wow, these guys here, they've lost 34 kills now. 34 casualties. Austria's withdrawing this unit. Okay, they got a reserve unit heading to take their place. How are the English doing? Okay, the battle is in full swing now. The French. Bayern is crossing the river. He really was waiting for his ally to engage. Ooh, that's a tight shot, but quite possible. They're also being fired upon by enemy artillery. Could be canister shot. We've got Russians here on the roof. They might be able to hold back Bayern. Bayern's struggling here. He's down to 3 units. One of them is about to break. That was a great artillery shot right there. Went through all the units in the area. That came straight from the Russians. They're 6-pounder. England's charged 40 with his Highlanders. They are pretty decent in melee combat. And France is actually struggling against him. 2-on-1. And the Highlanders aren't doing too bad. These guys here, this unit's being fired upon straight on their flank. Should this unit move up, you reckon, or not? Okay, France lost 1 unit there. These 2 units from England should shift across and focus down this unit as this one tries to move into position. English general's not too far behind. You got English artillery, no wonder the French haven't tried to approach the English on this side. We've also got 4 Russian units over here. These guys are actually retreating. They could have been outflanking there. Oh no, they want to regroup. They were being fired at by 2 French units over here, I just saw a moment ago. Not too bad. 45 minutes left. What is impressive is Russia has actually managed to secure the exit of the English and the retreating Russian forces here. They possibly can fall back here to their ally Austria, and they probably should. It's in their best interest. They need to regroup and combine all their forces. Bayern's trying to get his cav over here. Why is he doing that? See, Bayern's cav could have run along all the way across the river here and crossed on the land bridge where it was safe. Where he's chosen to cross, it's surrounded by enemy units. England's gearing up to fire. French cavalry moving in. He's going to take out his artillery. The English player wasn't paying attention. Nicely done. Bayern's cav's broken, but they should reform, luckily for him. Now this is Spain's elite cavalry, the Cuirassiers, the Cuirassiers. The Russian artillery is still a big problem for him. His forces here are fairly clumped up. Oh, they're a bunch of ponies. Yeah, they won't be able to catch them so easily. You got some elite Austrian cav here as well. Well, Johnny is slowly wearing him down. Austrians here have taken a fair few casualties. France, more importantly, not as many. See, Austria somehow got to take advantage here of his superior numbers. He probably should increase his perimeter size, so he should make a semicircle, a larger semicircle here around the river's entrance, and try to goad Johnny into moving his forces forward. That should increase the firing power here of the Austrians, and possibly give him the edge he needs to gain control of this fight. Because Johnny is wearing him down with this picture. So this picture's got to change if the Austrians want to win. I don't know why the French Guard isn't moving their forces across the river either. They're just sort of holding at the town. See, Bayern here could be this, have the same moment Russia 1799 did. Although, unlike 1799, he does have a slight window to form up his ranks before the enemy surrounds him. And more importantly, the Russian artillery got driven away before. But now it's back. Where are they going? That's not the target to aim for. Where's that at? Okay, looks like the general's already broken. The French forces, they just mopped him up. Their artillery is about to be destroyed. If I had to guess, I'd say the artillery here is glitched. Now he needs to limber up. Oh, they just touched him. It ain't enough. French forces here getting in close. There's some flanking fire there from the Russians. Roland Hill Daddy. English general is just taking refuge there. I wonder who these guys are shooting at. Maybe half the units in the building. Bayern's moving up. Looks like he wants to have a melee fight. The English general here sallied out. And now he's dead. Maybe we saw the English general die before, I don't know. Enemy General Flux. Okay, maybe Flux was the English. Russian forces here breaking. France here needs to move in for the kill. Forces here are crumbling. This village should fall within the next 5 minutes. The French Guard forces are making their way across the river. Finally. I guess they didn't want to risk doing it at the same time. They just feared getting caught out, maybe having all their forces cut down by enemy artillery. So that was the reason for the one approach. So now it feels like the blue team's just sort of toying with the red team. They've just got moving for the kill. The only unit still left alive is the one inside the building. We've got French cavalry here approaching the Austrians. And we got 4 Bayern units also inbound, very close. They're running. Well, the Russians here form a square. They might be able to repel the French cavalry. Since they're not being charged though, they probably should disband the square and fire full force into the French cavalry and attempt to break them. Or kill them quickly, because Bayern's approaching from the rear. Nah, too late. Now we should stay in square formation. I think this is a pike formation. General's nearby. Johnny's moving up, under fire. Austrians sending out reinforcements to try and hold their right flank. Austria is really up against it here. These guys here down to 1/3 of their original number. Let's have a look. You see all the dead Austrians. These guys here have had enough. They're shooting at the French cavalry back there. The Russian general has charged in. That is the biggest square I've ever seen. What was that? Elon Musket. Yep, that certainly was one of the biggest squares I've ever seen. Rivaled only by the old Garde from Vanilla. Napoleon. Boys here are copping it. Bayern's certainly getting the beating. Good news is this should give the Austrians some confidence to have these small victories. But France is making his way up the embankment. We've got the Russians over here as well now. I didn't see them earlier. He's got to get in closer. See, no one's firing on the Russians here right now. That's why he should be moving in closer so he can kill more of the French and just help the Austrians push back a little bit. But we've got some French cavalry here which is mopping up, and the center of the Austrians here has collapsed. We are in the home straits here, unlucky there that ImSwifting. Austrians have charged in with their grenadiers. Okay. Well, we've got the Orient cavalry doing a rear charge, which seems to have broken the Russians and the Austrians. Looks like most of their army here has collapsed. We have a couple of straggling units here. So we'll do small cuts and come back to see them being mopped up. A small Austrian contingent formed on the hill here in an arrowhead formation. Unfortunately, the tip of the arrow got blown apart by artillery. The other 2 units here moving forward, but they'll be broken momentarily. There you go. There's one. There's the other. Unfortunately, the blue team forces here have a long march ahead. They've got 3 red team units here, vastly spread out over a wide area. Looks like they're going for the points. I don't know if there's any purpose to it. The blue team alone controls 3 points here in this area, and they got enough forces to easily take the 1-pointer to the east, which will basically negate the 2 1-pointers I think the red team are going after. Alright guys, we've got 2 English units here that have shown up. Now, we had French cavalry that rocked up here a long time ago, but they were waiting for the infantry to engage the English infantry so they could charge them from the flank or the rear. Might be almost time for them to charge in. They've been waiting for this for a little while now. The cav might charge in anyway. Did he hold their charge or something? He must have held the charge. The unit here was pretty weak. The cavalry wasn't enough to break through them and send them routing. This could be the last unit on the field. He's not going to form square. Alright, is that the end? Or is there another unit out there? No, we have victory! So well done to Johnny the Bouffon on 1607, I believe. SniperSmithuk, sorry, 2192. Don, 930. Extinction, 431. Nomadic Lancer there, 901. ImSwifting, 1162. Flux, 1010. And for Elon Musket, 484. Okay, kills here. We have the Cavaliers, 308. Nicely done there. We have Barons here, 138. We have Francis Xavier, 129. We have Ferraliers, I think 125. Bolognese, 100. Bolognese, 115. And 112. Syria, 100. And the rest of the units here range from 98 all the way down to nothing from the general. As is usually the case, as I always say. And that is that. So thank you to Johnny for sending me the replay. If you want to see your own replay featured here on this channel, you can send it to my email at scoutsentertainment@gmail.com. You can send it to him directly via direct message on Discord. Join my Discord server, Scouts Reconnaissance, and post your replays there. Or tag me in any Napoleon Total War 3 replay you want to see featured here on this channel as well. This is Micka from Scouts Entertainment signing off. Goodbye, my fellow Scouts. Catch you in the next Total War battle.